Now for the moment you have all been waiting for. That's right, the latest from Max Keiser. Max raises doubts that the Bitcoin ETF approval will lead to the confiscation of all ETF BTC. Quoting the high priest here, "You are not protected against government seizure, and the US government plans to seize all the Bitcoin ETF Bitcoin in the interest of national security." So let's break this down and shout out to the high priest himself. He recently shared, and I actually did a show on this yesterday as well, and I'm going to share some insights and some updates today. But he also wrote, here's a scenario that can play out. Number one, government seizes the ETF in the name of national security. Number two, before they send you your USD. Number three, price moves up $100,000. Number four, you pay tax on the gain from the payout, and with what's left, you buy Bitcoin at a price of $100,000 higher. Number five, the price crashes. And number six, you're now sitting on a net losing position from where you started. Now, there was also this headline, Bitcoin Maxi raises doubt of the government seizure of Bitcoin ETF after the launch, but I want to read some more tweets he shared here this afternoon. Buy on the rumor and buy on the news. Well said, 100%. Now, this is what James Seyfarth shared in response to Max's tweet yesterday when Max tweeted, "You are not protected against government seizure, and the US government plans to seize all the Bitcoin ETF Bitcoin in the interest of national security." Now, here's what the ETF analysts shared in response. Honestly, however outlandish this prospect of this may be, in my opinion, it is the first criticism of Bitcoin ETFs that I have seen from Max in recent days that I guess is technically true, because he knows Max makes a great point. So here's some more insights. Spot Bitcoin ETF wrote, "Yep, technically true. It's just like gold. If you're investing because you are afraid of government seizure or societal collapse, you should put it in your bunker next to the cans of beans and the 5.5 NATO rounds. If you're investing for other reasons, an ETF does a great job." So precisely, if you don't trust the US government, then you would not invest in a Bitcoin ETF knowing what they're capable of. And I think they make a great point there. Now, Seyfarth responded, exactly. If you want to hedge against societal collapse, the ETF is not for you. So there you have it, coming directly from the expert himself. Now, someone asked, "Hey there, this completely novel take on money that removes counterparty risk. Wow, that's amazing. But you can put the counterparty risk back in for convenience sake." And Seyfarth responded, "What people fail to realize is that much of the institutional world prefers the counterparties, and convenience sells, my friend." So Seyfarth, making some points there. Good little back and forth. What else did he share here? I think that was the bulk of it. And in this tweet, Max shared today at 12:11 p.m., BlackRock is fiat gonorrhea. To feed its diseased existence, it's inviting financial penicillin. Bitcoin. Satoshi is a genius. Long live the king. He also wrote here, the two immutable rules of Bitcoin. Number one, Satoshi wants individual sovereignty for everyone. Number two, or sovereignty for no one, just tyranny and putrid kleptocracy. The choice is yours. So it's up to you to remember. Quick reminder, when you buy any of the Bitcoin ETFs, you're buying into an index product that tracks the price. You don't actually own any BTC. So there you have it, coming from the high priest. Now let's dive deeper into this actual article. Max Keiser has raised concerns asserting that the hodlers of the Bitcoin ETF are not safeguarded against potential government seizure. Keiser alleges that the US government has intentions to confiscate all the Bitcoin held within the ETFs, citing national security interests as the driving force behind such a move. Now, he also cited an excerpt from the Valkyrie Bitcoin Fund from the S1 registration statement that the U.S. federal regulator can force the trust to liquidate the Bitcoin of seize, impound, and restrict access to the trust assets. Keiser argues that this would be very much against the decentralized nature of Bitcoin, but note that the spot Bitcoin ETF issues shares against the physical Bitcoin purchases. However, it remains with the designated custodians, unlike the self-custody. Recently, SEC veteran also criticized the Bitcoin ETF apps while referring to them as opportunists. Now, as Alex Talk Tweets shares here, not likely, but not out of the realm of possibility if you read the fine print. This excerpt is from the Valkyrie Bitcoin Fund Form S1 registration statement. Seizes, impounds, restricts access are outcomes we want to protect. our wealth from. The real Bitcoin is superior. And then we had Bloomberg senior analyst Seyfarth noted, however outlandish the prospect of this may be in your opinion, it's the first criticism of Bitcoin ETFs that I've seen from Max in recent days that I guess is technically true. However, he added that one should refrain from investing in Bitcoin ETFs if they are having concerns about government seizure or want to hedge against the societal collapse. There's been a discussion about whether the Bitcoin ETF would be able to garner the same enthusiasm than the gold ETFs did. Also, whether they would be offering the same level of safety like the gold ETFs. Now, Bloomberg ETF strategist Seyfarth weighed in on the comparison between gold ETFs and Bitcoin ETFs, asserting the gold ETFs face more potential issues, including concerns about impurities and fake bars, which gold is notorious for, by the way. Seyfarth emphasizes that a Bitcoin ETF, especially one with proof of reserves and transparent practices such as sharing addresses, may present fewer risks compared to the gold ETFs. Now, one other user, Bitcoin Lens on X, countered Seyfarth, stating Bitcoin ETFs are much more easier to confiscate by the governments. A decree to turn over the keys to government. Done. This is so easy to do. Will they be more tempted to do so? And responding, Seyfarth said, I mean, of course, same can be said with gold and vaults. It has literally happened before. Keep that in mind. It has happened. The Gold Seizure Act, 1933, fam. But nothing about the ETF is stopping you or anyone else from the matter from keeping your Bitcoin in cold storage. That is my point. So there you go. Cold storage for the win. Self-custody if you have any concerns about your Bitcoin being confiscated by the government through the ETF, because not your keys, not your coins. I preach that virtually every single day here on the pod. And as a bonus, I want to share with you another prediction. Economist Henrik Zaberg predicts Bitcoin will go absolutely ballistic this year in 2024. Here's the man's target. Let's just get right into it. The investor says he has a minimum target range of about 115,000 per Bitcoin, expecting it to slightly sooner than most of the crypto bulls. And according to Zaberg, Bitcoin and crypto will likely witness a fantastic bull run in the first 4 months of this year. Quoting him here, Bitcoin will be going absolutely ballistic. Send it. I mean, it is going to go vertical. I think we will reach at least 115,000. That's my minimum target. I think 150,000 is also manageable, and I could also see 250,000 per coin. My guess here would be 150,000, but would not be surprised to see it only reach 115,000. So that's where I am seeing that. I am seeing a crypto run like nobody else. I mean, everybody who was not in the first round or the second round will now say, oh, I missed out the first 2 times. I'm going to be in on this one. And when we start to see Bitcoin moving up above the current levels, here's what I think that's when, especially if the ETF announcement comes out or whatever is going to trigger of it. I don't need the trigger in my world. The structure tells me that we can see a very, very quick move. And again, driven by people saying, I want to be in on this move now. I was not in the NASDAQ last year, and now I need to be in on this, and I need to be in the small caps. So I think those riskier assets, which I also include cryptos and even Bitcoin, will be having a fantastic first 4 months of this year. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if you feel will likely anticipate 250,000 Bitcoin this year. Shout out to the top G's. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. And what's your thoughts on the government confiscating all the Bitcoin through the ETFs for those who actually give up their private keys? Let me know your thoughts, family.